Hi everyone, delonewolf here. Welcome to EVE Talk, your weekly look at the markets in EVE Online. Yesterday was actually a pretty good day in EVE. I managed to join the CCP exploration fleet for the new players training session. And it was actually quite a lot of fun, and that video will be coming out tomorrow. But we are here for the market, so let's take a seat and have a look at what's been going on here in Cheetah in the last week or so. So let us sit down and we will start with the minerals since that tab is open anyways. Let's have a look at the titanium chart here. We can see in the last week a pretty serious correction here from 44.77 all the way down to 472, 473 in data points. The 20-day moving average is staying pretty flat, however, so we can see that this is actually a correction after a rise in the opposite direction over the 2 weeks before last week. So let's have a quick look at the supply-demand situation. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing a lot of supply coming online below 477. On the buy order front, I am seeing some more competition here coming in. Two recent orders of almost 1 billion units of titanium at 471, so this will probably bounce off of this current place, and in fact that trend is already slightly visible here. But yeah, this will probably go up just a little bit because people are not willing to bring titanium to the market below 477, and so they're really going to try and get that price a little bit higher than what it is now. Let's have a look at pyrite here. That's a more beautiful chart in the last 2 weeks there, going from 1145 up to 1160, almost 1165. Unfortunately, it is correcting a little bit, but you can see that the rise has been a bit more substantial because it's actually pulling the 20-day moving average up quite a bit. Let's have a quick look at supply and demand here. Recent. Those are 4 recent ones, 1140, and one decently big one at 1147. And here we have recent 1165, 1163. It feels decently balanced. Actually, I think it's very hard to say that either one of these sites is completely dominating the other. There are actually some pretty large gaps in the demand side here, 11, 15, 18, 30, 35, and that's when the competition starts, but they're not that big, so I would actually suspect this to start moving sideways after correcting towards a medium price here, maybe 11.55, 11.56, and then a bit more of a sideways movement. Let's have a look at Mexalon. That one's been decently volatile here, 43.60 up to 44.40, then back down to 43.80, back up again, and now it's actually coming together a little bit more. 20-day moving average joining in with the 5-day moving average. I would suspect supply and demand to be decently well balanced. Yeah, which it actually is. As you can see here, 2 recent pretty big orders, 44.65, 44.64. That's almost 50 million units, and here 2 very recent orders as well for about 50 million units, again 43.62, 43.63. so there's some competition on both sides here. We're probably looking at a sideways movement up next. Isogen then, let's have a look at the chart here. That one is going down. That's actually a substantial drop over the entire month. Look at that, starting at almost 131, coming down towards 124. That's a substantial difference here. The 20-day moving average clearly also trending down, and the 5-day moving average, they try to correct a little bit, but it's back down. So I would suspect we are seeing an oversupply here, and we are 4 million, 5 million here. Although here some demand coming in at 123.15. That's pretty recent for 20 million units. And now there's a helicopter flying overhead here. What was that price here? 123.15. So that's actually still all the way below here. So the floor for it is close to the 123 mark. There is some supply coming in here. But that's also, look at that, 123, 123, 123.99. So yeah, this price is going to continue to trend down, at least this chart is, towards the 123, where there is a floor for Isogen because of this really big order here and the competition around it. but that's a decent correction right here from 131 to 123 over the course of 1 month. That's a little bit surprising how the isogen situation has changed. Let's have a quick look at the 1 year situation here. Yeah, it came up at the beginning of November, you know, it came up quite well, trying to reach above 130, but now it's correcting right back. So I do suspect that this is because of people mining different minerals depending on where the price of different ores, I mean, depending on what the minerals are doing. And I suspect a lot of miners went to an isogen heavy or oversupplying the market and causing this drop in price. Next up, Noxium, and that's a little bit better for miners, going up for the entire month and holding at around 695 at the moment. So 1 million, 1.4 million, two pretty recent orders here again as well, and that's all very close to each other. So that's a decent competition in supply, maybe 5 million units. And on demand here as well, 1.3, 2.8, 1.5, very recent, very close to one another. So we're probably going to see even more sideways movement for Noxium. Let's see, Zydrine next. What's that doing? Well, at least it's holding on at around just below the 710 mark. Decently stable, so here I would also suspect supply and demand to be decently stable. Yeah, look at that, 2 million, very recent, close to each other, 714, 2 million here, very recent, 700 ISK. So that's almost no difference. Some competition on both sides again, and this is looking like more sideways movement. Megasite next. What's that one been doing on the chart? That's actually not like a little bit of a bubble here, starting at 1590, coming back here close to 1590, but it went as high as 1650. That's not bad, but it's already corrected right back. So is the oversupply situation still going on? I'm still seeing it. Look at that, 2 million here, 1.2 million here, decently recent, and a lot of 0.1 differences in these orders. On the supply side there is some, but it's a lot smaller, so I would say that Megasite is still a little bit oversupplied, and this price correction could actually continue. The price, however, yeah, for the supplies is also 1587, so that is around here on the chart, very low on the chart. This could actually go close to the 1580 mark if supply keeps coming in. Have a quick look at the 1 year to get some perspective. Same as with isogen, at the start of November it tried to go up quite a bit, but it's now correcting back. Alright, and then finally we have Morphite here. That one seems to be taking off. Look at that data point at 7600, whereas it's been moving sideways for pretty much the entire month. Is there a large demand gap? I'm not seeing it at the moment. Look at that, new supply coming in, 200,000, 700,000 units here. That's a little bit older at 7,687. On the demand side, I'm not seeing that much, but of course Morphite, I don't think that much gets picked up on buy orders. Most of the price is dictated by the sell orders, and to me it seems that supply is actually slowing down here, so this jump up here could be quite short-lived in my opinion, because I'm not really seeing all that new supply coming in. All that new demand coming in, pushing up the price. That seems to have dried up. There is some at 7,400, but that is here on the chart. So that will probably correct right here. It tried in the last week, or even in the last few days, I should say. Definitely tried to go up towards 7,500, but I don't think that's sustainable. The demand just isn't there. Next up, we'll have a look at some of the Take One ships. What are those doing? On the Drake chart here, I'm seeing mostly a sideways movement, although it is still severely oversupplied. Look at that, 150, 75 units, 29 units. All of this still needs to be absorbed by the market, so don't expect prices to go extremely high, like above 46 million. That's just not going to happen. Demand-wise, there is some, almost all of these orders are pretty new, but that's again at the 42.6 mark. So I do suspect that we'll see the Drakes continue to slug along in the 44 to 45 price band for the foreseeable future. A look at the Maelstroms. trending down for the month, but correcting a little bit. It's actually 10 million difference. That's a decent amount for a 1 month chart. Are we seeing some oversupply? Yeah, absolutely. Look at that, 182, 181. We're seeing 29, 13, 10 of them coming to the market and lasting here as well. That's putting a real big floor. The demand just isn't there at the moment, so don't expect prices to really jump up anytime soon. It's correcting back towards 170 because below that it is pretty cheap, but even here, you know, the buy orders, they're just not there. 164 is the highest buy order. There's definitely still room for more correction in the Maelstrom, as there is a lot of oversupply at the prices around 180. So yeah, sideways to downward for the Maelstrom. Next up, the Omen. That's more sideways movement here. 22, 12, 39, 50, 24. Look at that, pretty recent orders here. You are getting some demand though. 29 orders, 29 Omens being ordered here very recently. 3, 2. All of this is pretty recent as well. So this is much more balanced, and as the Omen is moving sideways, which it's been doing for an entire month. The Rock going down as well. Not as drastic as the Maelstrom. This is only like 6-7 million that it went down, but still we should be seeing oversupply. Not that much. So to me this feels like it's actually stabilizing on the Rock front here. There is some new supply coming in, but it's just very small orders. Same with the buy orders. So this will probably trend, well, maybe still down a little bit if you look at the prices. Competition below 180 for the sellers, 171 for the buyers. Chart here is still at around the 181, so this could still go down just a little bit, especially a 20-day moving average. But don't expect anything too drastic here, because neither of them are really being dominant here. Not too much supply or an extreme amount of demand that is tugging at the price. Let's have a look at the Taloses. That's a decent buy order here, 28 for 66 million, but sell orders are materializing as well around the 70.2 million mark here, 14,875. That's a decent amount of Taloses, so this is probably a little bit more sideways. 70 to 67, you know, this is only a 3 million gap here, and it's really been moving in between that with a pretty stable 20-day moving average. It's probably going to continue for the Taloses. So yeah, most Tech 1 chips feel pretty much in balance. We're not seeing like a huge war causing a lot of demand coming in, or some really big suppliers dumping all of their supplies, crashing the market of any of the chips. Some of them are moving a little bit, but nothing too drastic. I'll touch on a few Tech 2 ships. Claymore going down substantially, so we should see oversupply here. Yep, absolutely. Look at those big orders here. 15, 26, 12 and 15. We're seeing nothing close to that on the buy orders, so this will probably continue to trend down. Let's have a touch here at the EOS. That's a bit more stable, so is that more in line with each other? A lot less margin here, 15 million difference between buy and sell orders. A bit more oversupply at the 301 though, so yeah, this will probably move sideways, most of the price being dictated by the sell orders. Let's have a look at the Guardian. That one's often pretty interesting. 145 to 160, 15 million jump in the last week, not bad at all. Are we seeing more? We're seeing a good amount of supply here though, pretty recent, so this will probably stop. Look at that, 159. Yeah, that one will go down. Competition is starting here on the sell order front, not that much to be seen on the buy order front. So this will not go above the 160. There's just too much supply coming in at this price. But this was a nice trade opportunity, you know. If you'd been able to pick them up at around 145, you'll probably be able to sell them for 155 to 160 pretty damn easily at the moment. So yeah, Tech 2 ships. Look at this, the Nighthawk seems undersupplied if I look at these numbers, and that one has taken off quite a bit. Look at that, starting 225 going up to 280. This is definitely a supply crunch. Is someone manipulating it? Is there just Not that many Nighthawks being produced at the moment. I'm not 100% sure, but there is clearly less supply than demand for this, and this is causing the price to go up quite substantially. The Nighthawk would have been a good medium-term trade here, picking them up at like 125, 130. You're looking at sell order prices of 293. Something definitely happened here in the Nighthawk market, and this is why the Tech 2 market is so interesting for trading. This is actually possible here. A big player can completely dominate and manipulate a single good, buying everything up, putting them back up at the 293. That's almost here at the top of the chart, forcing the market into reacting here, and those are great opportunities, great trade opportunities. I'll have a look at Tech 3, but I'm suspecting that this is still going down. Obviously for the entire month all of them have been going down substantially, and they're starting to move a little bit sideways. But look at all of these big sell orders, still way more supply here than demand. The Proteus has been a little bit more sideways, and it's also reflected. We're seeing some bigger orders and fewer huge sell orders here. So the Proteus is a little bit more stable, but the Loki 4612 2020, nothing like that on the buy order front. 123 legions being sold here for 143 million ISK, so that's definitely going down right here. Let's have a look. Someone is asking me, we will reject this for now because I am recording, and I'll see if he comes back later. So that's the minerals. Quick look at the fuel charts here, but as you can see, that's sideways on a very low margin. Sideways here again, sideways here again. That's still pretty damn stable. R64, I shouldn't touch on that too often, but it looks like this is correcting a bit as well. Thulium, sideways movement, and Promethium correcting a little bit as well. So it looks like there's more supply for R64 coming to the market after a significant rise throughout the entire month, but that has reached its top and is now correcting a little bit. R64 should be okay on the supply side now, a bit more stable and in balance. Take 1, take 2. I'll have a quick look at the Marauders. Golem going down, so is there more supply here? 63242, nothing like that on the demand side exactly. Chronos more stable, so more balanced, no huge sell orders just yet. Paladin also more balanced, so pretty much a sideways movement, 104 exactly. And then the Varger is going down actually for the month, 1.2 to 0.95 billion. That's a significant movement, and we are seeing oversupply here, 3, 6, 4, 5, 4, 3, very close to one another. Definitely a lot of oversupply for Vargers here at the moment. Yeah, two of them trending sideways, Chronos, Paladin, Golem and Varger oversupplied at the moment. And then finally I will go for the Plexus here. Apparently going down a little bit. That's a huge buy order though, at 594 of 100 of them. Look at that, very recent, less than an hour ago. Some supply coming in here as well though, on 610 million pretty much. So that is going down actually. Oh, look at that chart. It's the correction. Has it started? Possibly. This buy order, although it's at 595, is of course putting a very strong floor, because 100 of them, well, actually that's just 1/10 of a day's supply, or maybe even less than that. So this could be okay if supply keeps coming in. 610 though, that's pretty high on the charts. But yeah, Plexus going down. Plexus are always a very difficult market because actions by CCP, such as 15% off for Plexus, I think is one of the actions I saw just a few days ago, will have a significant impact on the market here. And this downward trend here could just be a special sale by CCP. But it's nice to see that at least the buy orders are dipping below 600 once again for people that want to Plex their accounts. And if I look at the 1-year chart, will this finally be the last spike? Maybe. We've actually known a lot of them Last year we had 2 clear spikes, then a little bit of sideways movement, and then a clear downtrend towards April. Here we have 1, 2, 3, 4 big spikes with a plateau. Has the downtrend finally started? We're close to the end of the year here, so it is possible that after the holidays activity might just start to drop a little bit, causing plexus to go down as well, which it generally does every year. I feel that the plexus are a very seasonal item that has trends that come back every single year. But that would mean that this downtrend should be more sustained, or that at least we won't see another spike for that to materialize. So for the plexus, it's going to be interesting what it will do in the next 2 weeks to try and gauge whether or not there is a lot of activity in EVE Online that could support Plex prices to go back up. If the seasonal trends still hold though, they should either move sideways or slowly continue to trend down. And I think that's going to be very interesting because I am actually looking to invest into Plexus once again next year, hopefully for some nice profit. Anyways, that's it for this EVE talk, guys. A pretty quick one today, but there's not that much happening on the market at the moment, I feel. All the minerals Tech 1 stuff is pretty much balanced. Tech 3 has been going down for more than a year now. There's just way too much supply of that. The trade opportunities are definitely in the Tech 2 market, and the Plexus have surprised me a little bit by all these spikes that we've still seen starting pretty much at the end of September, then November, and still we had 3 more spikes. Of course, Plex for Good has had its role in this, and hopefully the seasonal averages can finally start to kick in here, pulling Plexus back down. That would be good for me as a trade opportunity and for people that like to play EVE Online for free. Anyways, thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time.